Hi! Since 2.8 is around the corner, and guess who's coming back? Our favorite Wind Boy. Since I've had Kazuha for almost a year, I want to guide future Kazuha mains to this amazing character, how to use him, how to play him, all that. I've been using him for a year since he's been released June 29, 2021, and I haven't get him off my team that whole time. So I know a lot of things about this guy. So I'd rather pass my knowledge to the newer generations of Kazuha mains. Firstly, we can start out by one of the most asked questions, EM versus crit. Starting off with EM, since Kazuha is an animal support character, he loves EM. Since the Viridescent artifact, which I'll talk about later, is really good for Kazuha or any animal unit, it increases swirl damage by 60% and 40 elemental resistance to elemental infused. Now, as for the crit, it's mostly used to do pure animal damage. There's not much I can say about crit, as you're basically turning him into Shao. Now, my final thoughts on which is better. You can pick any. Both do really big damages, and if you're a person who likes to see big numbers on screen like me, I highly suggest a DPS build. If not, and you just want to support your team, then EM isn't a bad option. Now it's time for the builds, and there's 3 builds that come to mind, 3 main builds that I know so far, which is an EM build, a DPS build, and a physical build. Starting off is an EM build. So obviously with this build you need a lot of EM. Right now I don't have 1000 EM. I'm not really focused on an EM Kazuha because I barely use him. I only use him for like damage showcases. Anyways, for weapons, obviously you could use an Iron Sting or a Freedom Sworn if you have that. You could use Favonia's Sword if you don't have this, but I highly suggest you should get the Iron Sting as it has a lot of AM. Now for artifacts, of course, Viridescent Venerer, you want to stack up on a lot of EM. So 3 EM Sands, EM Goblet, EM Circlet, that's about it. Now for the DPS pure animal build. For this one you need a lot of crit, obviously, because he is a DPS. For weapons, any type of crit or attack based weapon like Black Cliff Sword, the Black Sword, Primordial Jade Cutter, even the Anemonia Sword is good as well. Now for artifacts, you would need a lot of crit and attack. So for the Sands, the Goblet, and the Circlet, Sands is attack, Goblet is animal damage, and Circlet is a flex whenever if you have a crit damage sword, you get a crit damage, crit rate Circlet, and vice versa. For talents, 10 10 10, I don't know, if you're a Kazuha main, you can do whatever. Now for a build that I don't really see a lot of people using is a physical DPS build. Now for this you need a lot of crit and a lot of physical damage bonus. So for the weapons, you'd use Aquilia Favonia or Prototype Rancor, since those are the 2 physical damage weapons. Or you could use any crit rate weapon you'd like. Honestly, it's up to you, whatever you have in your disposal. For artifacts, I'd suggest 2-piece Pelflame, 2-piece Gladiator, 4-piece Gladiator, or 4-piece Bloodstain. Or you can mix up those 2 any you'd like. I don't recommend 4-piece Pelflame as his E doesn't really do that much. So any of those artifacts. And that's all for the builds. So my final thoughts on this video is that you can do anything you want with Kazuha. You could build him as anything you'd like, even a cryo DPS. Anything is possible, just as long as you're having fun, as I did playing Kazuha for almost a year. Now this comes to the end of the video. This is a short little guide, not really going much into detail, just telling you basic things, basic builds, all that stuff. And I really hope you enjoyed this video, and good luck with your Kazuha summons. I will be summoning for him because I really want C6 Kazuha. So good luck to your wishes and have a very nice day.